Okay, I'm going to record this, but you're not going to see my face the whole time. I'm going to share my screen with this right here. This is what you should be seeing. Remember, when you first come in algebra class, if you want to know what's going on, you want to know what we're doing, you can always look at the calendar. What we have, let me move my face out of the way. What we have is we've already done several things this week. We already finished the bingo, so we're done with that one. We already did all this week. I'm going to move on. And then we have our scatter plot. Today we're going to talk more about scatter plots. And your worksheet is going to be on scatter plots. However, we got to finish up those notes from yesterday, which is that new half sheet, the new yellow half sheet that that the sub gave you. Please make sure that all phones are in the phone bin. You have a pencil, you have your notebook, so we can get started with the causation notes. We already did all this yesterday. Causation. Nope, not yet, not yet. Causation. Here's the causation notes, okay? So notice there's not any numbers, there's not a scatter plot. However, causation still goes with it because there's 4 different statements right here. And these statements, it could be positive, negative, or no correlation. However, we need to also be able to tell if it's a causation or not, okay? The key word, please write this on your notes. Keyword is cause. Ooh, cause. Okay. We are trying to figure out if one variable or the first part actually causes the other part to happen. Okay. So what I mean by that is it's kind of like if you light a candle, and this is just my first example. If you light a candle, as time goes by, does it cause the candle to decrease? And that would be yes, because if you light a candle, it's always going to, if you let it keep burning, it's always going to decrease. The candle is going to go down, like it's going to be a shorter candle as time goes on. So please understand, we're trying to figure out if it's causation. Cause means it has to happen. And the weird thing is if it's causation, it's automatically going to be associated too. So it's going to be both. The tricky thing is we're going to cross all of these out right now because there's never any time where it's only causation. If it's automatically causation, it has to be both association and causation. So if it's a causation, we're going to automatically circle both. Okay, so work with me here. Number 1, it says when the train speed increases, the length of the trip will shorten. Okay, so let's think about it. Let's think about a train. If the train is increasing in speed, is that going to cause the length of the trip to shorten? Think about the faster you go, it's going to cause your time to shorten. You're not going to be in that train for that long if that train's going really fast, right? So this one is definitely, this is always going to happen. And if it always happens, I'm going to put always right here. That means it is both a causation and association. All right, let's do another example. If you're kind of confused, please work with me because the more examples you see, the easier it will get, okay? So the next one says, as the temperature outside increases, the snow cone cells also increase. Let's think about that. So the temperature outside is increasing. Does that actually cause the snow cone cells to increase? Now, some people might think that, yeah, if it's hot outside, that means that people are going to go buy snow cones. But does it mean it always has to happen? Think to yourself, I know some people might be saying that this always has to happen, but it does not. Remember when COVID happened, just because the temperature was outside, like we couldn't go nowhere. Snow cone businesses were closed. That does not cause the cells to increase, but sometimes it does happen. Sometimes, or even most of the time, when it is hot outside and the temperature gets hotter, like I want ice cream, I want snow cones, but it doesn't mean that I always have to go buy snow cones just because it's hot. So this one's going to be an association because sometimes I do want to go buy ice cream, sometimes I don't. All right. Now let's move on to the next one. The more hours worked in a day, the fewer hours of free time I have. Okay, so let's see. So the more hours worked in a day, does that actually cause the fewer hours of free time that I have? So I hope that you're kind of thinking, work with me here, people. Um, if you work more hours, then you're going to have less free time because you're working a lot. And that's always going to happen. There's only 24 hours in a day. So if you work, let's just say you only work for 2 hours. That means you have a lot of free time for the day. But what if you work 10 hours? That means you're going to have less free time. So this one is always going to happen because when you're messing with time, that time is going to affect your free time that you're working. So this is going to be both. It's going to be both causation and association because always means it could happen sometimes, but it's always going to happen. All right. And the last one, when I wear black shoes, I win the lottery. Okay, wearing black shoes and winning the lottery. So if I wear black shoes, does that cause me to always win the lottery? No. And if it does, you're probably lying. So no, that is not what's going to happen. So please finish this part of your notes, but keep listening because the next couple of slides are going to give you some more examples before you actually start your work. I really hope I press record on this. Did I press record? I don't even know if I press record. It says I'm screen sharing, stop the share, but I don't think I press record. I'm going to be very sad if I didn't press record. Uh-oh. Okay. Pause recording, stop. Okay, it looks like I did start the recording. I'm sorry, y'all. I haven't done Zoom in a long time. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, so this one right here says, when the student population at school increases, the number of teachers at school increases. So let's see if you think like this is always going to happen. Remember, always going to happen. That means it's a causation. So always means it has to be both causation and don't look at that, and association. However, sometimes means it's just association. Okay. So when the student population at school increases, does that cause the number of teachers at the school to increase? You might try to fight me with this one, but I'm going to say that it happens sometimes because sometimes we have a whole bunch of students, but if there's no teachers or they don't hire teachers, then we're not going to have enough teachers. So this one is just going to be association. You can try to fight me on that one when I get back, if you remember. All right. The next one, when the amount of sugar in a quart of apple juice is reduced, there are fewer calories in each serving. So if you didn't know this, sugar causes calories. So if you put a whole bunch of sugar, it is going to cause the number of calories to go up. Same thing as if you don't put that much sugar, your calories are going to decrease. So this is both association and causation. Okay, and we're just going over a couple of these examples so you can do your worksheet after this, okay? And this one right here. When there are more workers on a project, the project is completed in less time, all right? Now, this is another one. You can fight me on it when I get back if you want to. However, this is like in the real world, like the ideal situation that we have a project. Everybody likes to work, everybody wants to work, and everybody knows what to do. So in like the perfect world, like the Truman Show, when there are more workers on a project, that means the job will get done in less time. So this is going to be both causation and association. Okay. If you're really fighting me right now, you're probably thinking, well, what if this person don't want to work? Or what if there's too many people? And I totally understand. And good job for you. You're a future lawyer. And the last one, when there is more protein in an athlete's diet, the athlete scores more points in a game. So think about that one. When there is more protein in the athlete's diet, that means if they eat more protein, it actually causes them to score more points in the game. Is that a causation? Does protein actually make you like earn more points? No. It might seem like it. It depends on other things that they're doing. So this one, I would say it's an association. Or if you're an athlete and you know a lot about working out and being coachable and all of that stuff, this could be no correlation. So you'd have to really explain yourself if you really want to, tell me if you think it's no correlation or association. All right. Recording. All right. So from here, you should be able to answer all of the questions on the worksheet. You are working on the scattered worksheet, which is this one right here. Okay. And please try your best. Please make sure that you are treating the substitute, nicely. And I hope that you remember, like which of these is a positive or negative correlation. I hope that you remember how to draw a trend line. Did we talk about how to draw a trend line? In some classes we did, some we didn't. But if you already know, that's great. All right, that's going to be the end of the video. Have a good one.